What I'm on here for about is Queen Sheba.
Play that louder now, 'cause we don't get to hear that often. Say it louder. I think you are very open-minded about a lot. I think you haven't had an opportunity to experience a conservative relationship. Hold on. And if and when you do, come back and talk to me.
Queen Sheba.
Yeah.
What you don't realize is that you don't listen, man.
I don't have to. You're not my daddy.
Oh, baby.
Llama, red pajama, Reese's story, Reese's mama kisses baby her, llama, go downstairs, llama, red pajama, feels alone without his mama, baby llama wants a drink, mama's at the kitchen sink, llama, red pajama, call down to his llama.
All right, let's go, Palace. Let's go. Time to talk your shit. When I said what I said Saturday.
All right, the Palace. It's time for I Said What I Said Saturdays. Right here on Queen Sheba. All right, the Palace. Let's go. Damn.
Remember me? The one who beat your ass? Stop going on Instagram popping your shit like you about it. Look. You come on the south side, get your ass beat, came to the Cotton Park, and try to fight you, but you didn't want to come out dodo. You didn't want to come out dodo. You didn't want to come out dodo.
Llama, red pajama, Reese's story, Reese's mama kisses baby her, llama, go downstairs, llama, red pajama, feels alone without his mama, baby llama wants.
Hey, listen, I think we at the dodo. That's right. Fruit gummy queen, joy to the world. Yes, you want to come out the dodo, but you didn't want to come out the dodo. I am here, y'all. I am live. I am hyped. This is a beautiful Saturday morning for me after so much rain, hurricanes, flooding. Your girl is up and running. I feel accomplished. I got a lot of shit done this week. What about y'all? Check in with me. How are y'all doing? Because it is, I said what I said Saturday. And if you are not familiar with how the show goes or the run of the show, all is fear and love and war, baby. All is fear and love and war, especially over here in the palace. Listen, it ain't never personal. It ain't never personal. It shouldn't go beyond the panel. It shouldn't go beyond the panel. But listen, everybody's built different. And if you know you're going to get all in your feelings, nothing but them feelings, this may not. Because it ain't never, this may not be your door because it ain't never personal over here. Okay, we standing on business. This is your opportunity to say what the hell it is that you need and want to say. Period, point blank. The only rule is that we ask that you sign it, you seal it, and you deliver it with the energy by signing off and saying at the end, I said what I said. And listen, it could be about anything because there's been a lot of going on. Life be lifing. Things be happening. Them kids are probably home from school eating up all your damn food. So you can check your kid. They don't know you're here and say what you need to say. It could be about your animal, your pet, your neighbor, your boss, your sibling. I don't give a damn. It could be Love and Marriage Huntsville. But the point is, this one is for you. Now, let's just say, because we got some hot topics coming up. Let's just say we get into and we do sometimes. Lord knows we do. Y'all, we be getting into some discussions over here Listen, if you can't take the heat, stay out the palace. If you cannot take the heat, stay out the damn palace, okay? Because sometimes we get into discussions and people stand on their business. You see what I'm saying? We grown over here. And let's just say we get into an extended discussion and the audience don't want to hear from you. They can put a $9.99 super chat down and boot you off the stage. But hold up. Because some of y'all got that money comes to me. You can put yourself back on the block by matching that super chat of equal or higher value. And I said what I said, okay? Because it happens. That's right. LeBron says, let's talk. Yep, let's talk. Because some of y'all, you get on here and you write a damn novel. You'll read through a whole novel. Sometimes they is not feeling that shit on a Saturday. And they said what I said, and they going to drop that $9.99 super chat to put you off the block, but you can come right back on. And that's just how it works. So if this is your first time being here, welcome to the Palace's Saturday morning. I said what I said. And y'all, we got some hot ass topics coming up after you get whatever it is that you need to get off your damn chest. We gonna shift into this P. Diddy shit. We gonna talk about Slim Thug. Keep your mouth, Slim Thug, out of women's business. Stephen A. Smith, sit your ass down. And I said what I said. How in the hell you gonna compare? You know what? I'm getting ahead of myself. Stephen A. Smith, keep your damn mouth out of women's business when it comes to abuse. I'm jumping the gun. Slim Thugger. Honey, you know what? Let me wait because I want to make sure I let y'all come up. I'm getting ahead of myself. We're going to talk about it all. We also going to talk about unbigging our backs, ladies. Unbigging these backs for summertime because it is sundress season and we not going out like no linebackers, okay? But what I do know is, she said, Slim Thug irritated me. Girl, he always up in women's business. Always in women's business. Damn. Yes, he irritated the hell out of me, bumping his gums about the whole thing, and he has been for months. And he came back with a half-ass apology, y'all, to Cassie. Nigga, first of all, how about you just sit back in the background with the rest of the guys and take note and let women educate you on what they perceive to be their threshold when it comes to abuse. I am sick and tired of these men trying to be experts in womanhood. And I said what I said. I am sick and tired of these men trying to be experts in all things womanhood. Okay. And I said what the hell I said. Now, let me shift a little bit. Because if you haven't already, y'all, I got something for you. Boom. Your girl just dropped her ebook, my brand acceleration course, my ebook. It is online. It's available right now for download for those of you that didn't have the opportunity to enroll in my my Zoom course. There you go. Go get it. And it's highly affordable. So it is online on queenshiba.com. I said what I said. Don't miss out. Listen, study long, study wrong, baby. That's what we say in Texas when we play them dominoes. But let me go back because I love this channel, Adventures of BB. If you have not gone over there, please check it out. It was developed by an African-American man. See, you see what I'm saying? When men are productive and not in women's business, the different things that they can come up with for the community. It was actually developed and concepted by Will Marshall. That's my producer, y'all. Y'all love them intros. He be having you on your feet. So he also developed a kid-friendly YouTube page called Adventures of BB. If you have not checked it out, listen, check it out. And this ain't no paid promo. Let me tell you something. You ain't got to ask me, honey. But if you doing something and I think it's good, I got you, boo.
Hey there, boys and girls, come with me from the magical lands to the deep blue sea. BB's on a quest full of laughter and glee. The amazing adventures of BB. Good morning.
Adventures of BB. And also, Will is available for hire. If you want a dope ass beat intro, morning show intro, whatever it is that you do, your podcast song, he is available for hire. And the boy is very creative. Okay, period, point blank. But let me say this. I see you, Joy. Joy, I see you in the back. I'm going to bring you up. I wanted to tell y'all something really quick before we get down to business. Damn. Oh, if we get into a heated discussion or just a discussion, and I got a feeling we're about to, and you say, Queen Sheba, how do I know if they gonna boot me off? If you see this old white man crying, maybe they gonna boot you off the stage. Okay. And remember, it's never personal. And with that being said, welcome to Saturday morning. I said what I said. Joy to the world.
Llama, red pajama. We at the
Hey.
dodo. We at the
Come
dodo,
on.
Queen Sheba. Listen, y'all, I had to upgrade my tier for this Saturday because this week has been weeking. First of all, gonna start it off on a positive note. Congratulations on your book, Queen Sheba.
Thank
Snap,
you.
snap, 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 snaps. But y'all, I came up here to be messy. Can I be messy, Queen Sheba?
Girl, go ahead and you better say with your chest where we can hear you.
Listen, I'ma just say this. You gotta be careful of people that go around spinning tails and telling lies and never take accountability. Okay. Sometimes we are our greatest saboteur. And this last few days, I'ma just have to put it all out in the open. Kiki, sweetie, listen. At your age, we gonna learn accountability, okay? Because when you are blessed with an opportunity and you fumble that opportunity, it don't land nowhere else but on your plate, mamas. You gotta eat what you put there. And so all this jumping from here to there, I don't like it. I don't like it and I don't appreciate it. And you need to get yourself together respectfully. And I said what I said.
She said what she said. She said, Kiki, sit down somewhere. Listen. I popped in for a brief second on Friday because your girl was working. I was out in the field and got caught in the rain, with the property preservation course that I took from Melody Cherie. Listen, if you don't know, now you know, baby. Your girl was rolling around, got caught in the rain. I said, well, let me pop up and see what's going on. I popped in there and it looked like Kiki was interviewing herself. Did something happen? Because when I popped in, Kiki was interviewing herself. Damn near. Did I miss something?
People was tired. People had to go to bed, and it was a Friday at that. It's been a long 48 hours. A long 48 hours.
It has been. Oh my God. I logged off. I was like, because the man was Terrence. Is it Terrence? Terrence wasn't really saying nothing. And I was like, what the hell is going on with this? I was like, wait a minute, Gen X. Gen X.
Good morning, friend. Good morning.
Welcome to Saturday morning. I said what I said. Girl, what you standing on?
Okay, so this is kind of off topic, but can they please stop saying that it's inflation and just call it what it is? It's capitalism and corporate greed that got us out here trying to figure out how to pay all these high bills and all these high food expenses. That's one. And then two, I love Joe because he forgave my loan. Joe, I love you. But
he forgave your damn loan. Oh, hell
baby.
No.
Come on, give it to me. Give me my theme music.
You got that long Listen, hold on. Now let me give you a round of applause because I ain't no damn hater. Hold on. Let me find my round of applause. Because listen, are you serious?
Yes, Queen. Look, it's so funny. Come on.
How did they notify you that your loan was forgiven?
So basically, they had been going back and forth. And I kind of gave up on it because, you had to go in and do an application or, report your loan. And to be honest, I just was checking my email that morning before I left out for work. And it was like your loan was forgiven. It was like $7,000. forgiven.
What?
And because they have been doing all these different criteria, ICDC college and all this, I was like, they just playing. What about those folks who's got some legit loans and got the email that just said that my loan amount had been forgiven? And I was like, Joe, you my boy, Joe. Okay. So you just go on and do the application. Make sure you do that. Make sure you go. I can't remember the site, but I'll send it to you. But make sure you do that. And I think this last rotation was like for people who've had loans for like 10 years, 15, 20 years. He's like, look, y'all shouldn't still be paying on those loans. So, that's when I was finding myself. But I think this last rotation was for giving people who've had loans for an extended period of time. So
Okay. That's good to know.
yes. So don't feel like, don't feel like you shouldn't apply for it, that it's a hoax or he ain't gonna forgive. They're not gonna forgive the money. Just go ahead and do it, especially if especially if you're mindful about your credit and you want to make sure that you're kind of wrapping some stuff up. Just go ahead and do it, child. Just go ahead, because Joe forgave me in my loan. Thank you, child.
Yes, congratulations. And thank you for coming up to stand on business when it comes to all things financial and
Period.
loan.
But I do need Joe and them to do a little bit better oversight on the healthcare system and the insurance companies and how these folks are giving lackadaisical and lax healthcare in the emergency rooms and everywhere else, and still charging these insurance companies, and these folks are not being taken care of. And I said what I said.
And she said what she said. Well, listen, girl, you done got the crowd hyped up here in the chat. Let me read out what some people are really celebrating. Congratulations to all of you. Melanie says, my cousin got $95K forgiven, which she already paid. And they gave it back, girl. They gave it back. Hold on. Wait a minute, y'all.
All right, the fellas. It's time for I Said What I Said Saturdays. Right here on Queen Sheba. All right, the fellas. Let's go.
Yeah. So don't overlook it. Don't overlook it. I did it when they first were talking about the loan forgiveness. And of course, they blocked it, etc. And it was like, Lord, this ain't, Joe was just saying this or that. But I'm telling you that, and this is not political, but to be honest, they are figuring out ways to, help folks who have gotten loans and are trying to get up under them. Because I don't think the system is built for you to get from up under those things. Because, I just got that email, and congratulations to this person.
Congratulations to you, and thank you for sharing. Listen, Shelly 111 says everyone can be approved now. Apply. This is our 40 acres and a mule. It's for us. Listen, can somebody drop the link in a chat so that people that are listening in and not driving and that's sitting at home, y'all go ahead and do what it needs to be done, honey. Get those applications in over the weekend. And in Alex 25 says, I got over 6 figures forgiven. Congratulations to all of y'all. That's what it's about. Listen, go out and celebrate this weekend. Do something nice for yourself, and do not run it up. Do not run it up again. Don't go put no more. You know what? Y'all grown. Do what you want to do. Thank you, Gen X. And with that being said, Don Sember Willis, welcome to Saturday morning. I said what I said. What are you standing on?
Good morning, Queen Sheba in the palace.
Good morning.
Hi, this is my first time coming up. I too received an email on this past Wednesday of this week, and they started the process of forgiving my school loans, which is a blessing to me because I was sick all of 2023, and they put me in some kind of income repayment plan for people that's sick or disabled or whatever, and they said I qualified, and so it's gonna be over 82,000 forgiven for me.
Wow. Hold on.
And they were just letting me know that they about to start the process, and if I objected to it, to let them know. I do not object. I approve.
I know that's right.
And I said what I said.
And she said what she said, and we are very happy for you. Thanks for coming up and sharing. Listen.
Thank you.
Don Sember, thank you for coming up, and congratulations to you, Queen. Y'all, look how we getting this Saturday morning started off. Elaine Jordan, welcome to Saturday morning. I said what I said. What you standing on today, Queen?
I just want to say good morning, Queen. Enjoy yourself. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, you got the floor, honey. Go ahead.
Oh, I love Joe too because he uh, cleared $168,000 of mine, my student loan.
What?
168,000. I went and
Damn.
got two masters. So I'm outside. That's where you hear the
Damn.
$168,000 gone.
Gone. Let me
So
check my
I
damn
would
email.
suggest
Hold on.
I
what
would
ain't what ain't
suggest if you are with a student loan company, talk to them about that and they can give you the information regarding that. Because I've communicated with my student loan company and they really helped me.
look, okay. So what even what department did it come from? Because maybe some people actually got
Department of
those.
Education.
Okay,
Department
y'all
of
go in.
Education.
Okay. Open up your emails right now. This is what we're gonna do. And type in the search bar Department of Education
Right.
and see if you got a little son. Well,
So
thank you,
you
Elaine.
do have to apply, like the other lady said, you do have to apply for it. But I was part of the student loan services company, and that's the one under the George Bush 10-year thing anyway. What they did when I first called, when it first came out, nothing was set up right. So I kept communicating with my student loan company, and after they got stuff, straightened out, they went back to my graduate years when I was in graduate school, and they paid all of that.
All
They went
right.
back.
Well, this is wonderful news. Elaine, can you sign it, seal it, and deliver it?
I said what I said, and you
Yeah.
guys be blessed today. I enjoy you, Queen. You are
Thank
marvelous.
you.
I love the
Congratulations.
way you talk, you speak. Your communication skills is just phenomenal. Y'all have a blessed day. I gotta go take care of my elderly aunt. So y'all be
You
blessed.
too. And have a wonderful weekend. Congratulations to you, Elaine.
Thank you.
All right. She said what she said, and she dropped that metal pipe on her way out the door. Listen, debt free when it comes to student loans. Man, I am so pumped for y'all. What you, Joy, did you get yours forgiven?
Child, no, but I'm glad
Child.
for the people. I'm
Me
glad for
too.
the people that did get them forgiven. It's a uphill fight. I know when they first did it because of my income, it was
Mhm.
over the threshold for a single person.
Damn.
Yeah, I know. I know. Everybody want to be a leader till it hit in your pockets. But it's okay. It's okay. I'm glad to see that loan forgiveness is going through. And I will say this, remember, government is a business, and a lot of people were upset. And with business, it is a process. You got to work with people. So I'm just happy that it is coming to fruition for everybody.
Me too. Yeah,
And,
congratulations to everybody.
and I would
Seriously.
could I share one thing right quick, Queen? This is
Sure.
Gen X. Thank you. Now the loan company that I was with for years up under my loan, for some reason they switched companies once Joe Biden put out that loan forgiveness where he was like, oh, and they stopped it. And I was like, okay, what's going on with this? That company, the loan company that they had switched me to, I got a bill from them and they were asking me for $3,000. They said I had missed my first payment of like $1,200 or something like that. And my second month payment was $3,000 due. So, one of the things to remember is if you are enrolled in school, you need to request that deferment. And look, I was still waiting for the forgiveness to come, but also y'all have lost y'all's minds if y'all think somebody's about to pay you $3,000, in one swoop, and it's like the loan is not default or anything. So if you're in school, you can do a deferment, and that deferment is up to a year to pay off the loan. So let's just say that you still have a loan, and for whatever reason, you're like, dang, I thought it was going to be forgiven. What's going on? What's up? Because like Joy said, takes patience, right? And I had actually forgotten about it when I got my email. But just make sure if you're going to school for anything, I mean, cosmetology, a degree, a certificate, whatever, you still can go on there and say, look, I'm in school right now. They usually don't expect for you to make payments while you're in school, or because of the economy and everything that's going on in post Panini press, maybe your income has changed or you don't have any income. Make sure that you get all of that information for your loan, have that login information, and go in there and ask for the deferment if you need it, even as you're waiting for the loan forgiveness. So that way it doesn't pile up and look like you're missing payments if you can't afford them. Just go on there. I mean, they had my income set, and I don't know how that Nailnet did that, but they had my income set where I could afford to pay them $1,000 a month. Now, y'all know y'all play too much. So I had went and done that. And, the loan forgiveness came probably 4 to 5 months after that. But I still stayed on that company too. So.
No, thank you for sharing. I appreciate it. Like I said, congratulations. If I were y'all, I would be out celebrating here in the next couple of hours. So congratulations. That's one less thing you got to worry about. All right, y'all. We're about to get into it. We're about to get back into it, y'all. We're gonna flip the script and get back. I see y'all in the chat. We're gonna get back to I said what I said, but that was some good ass news that we could not skip over. So we are what y'all standing on when it comes to business this morning. We're switching gears. Miss Pia, we done switched up. We moved on from student loans. Welcome to Saturday morning. I said what I said. What you standing on?
Hey, Queen Sheba, congratulations on your book.
Thank you.
Okay, I had to come out the bushes for this one because at this point, I don't know how any millimeter content creators can still take up for Kiki any longer. I am so sick of hearing these content creators like talking for her, making excuses for her, and they keep saying, "Oh, but she's not talking about Melody." The point is that she was allowing people to talk about Melody and her enemies at that. Like, how can you be friends with your friend's enemy? Okay, first of all. So that used to piss me off. Like, why are people like really taking up for this woman and saying that millimeter? I couldn't understand it. But I do want to say, Melody, I hope Kiki has taught you a great lesson. A person that will turn on their own family can never be loyal to you. And for her to come on her cousin's show, because that is her cousin's show too, and to do the things that she did to her own cousin, that shows you that she cannot be trusted. And then I want to say to the millimeters, I love y'all. I'm a millimeter myself, but y'all can be like a little crazy. Y'all go into people's chats and trolling them. I be in the bushes all the time. And I'm like, yo, why are they messing with these people like this? I mean, they can't open a business. They can't do nothing with y'all coming at them. And that's not for Melody's benefit. Melody do not want y'all out here doing this kind of stuff because it's falling on her. And y'all not even seeing what y'all doing to her. Y'all are creating a hostile work environment for her because every time these people try to do something, y'all just coming after them. And you know they're going to come after Melody. So why would you even want to put her in that predicament? So I'm just hoping and praying that y'all take heed and be silent, move in silence like she was telling y'all to do for the longest. And it's like y'all not even like worrying about what she's telling y'all. Y'all just, it's like y'all get off on coming after these people. And it's like Melody don't want y'all doing this on her behalf. So just please, guys, please, just allow Melody to, be on this show and have a good show. And if they come after her, that's something different. And I want to say something real quick to Tisha and all them people on that show.
You better hurry up before they boot you off. Go, go, Miss Pia.
Tisha, you knew before Melody knew about that daggone plot. Okay, because Carson Blue told you before she even started doing your hair. So you knew this, and I'm sure that you told the whole cast about it. So they all knew before Melody. So for you to sit there and question about a freaking text message, okay, you know exactly what the plot was before Melody even knew. So, I just, I hate it for Melody, and I hope that this is her last year because these people are just going to get worse and worse. And I say what I said.
Emotional damage.
She said what the hell she said, and she said it with her chest. So thank you for coming up, Miss Pia. We appreciate you standing on business this Saturday morning on I Said What I Said. All
Thank
right,
you.
Queen? Yes. Welcome to the stage, Simone Wealthy, to Saturday morning. I Said What I Said. What are you standing on?
Good morning, Queen. Good morning, Palace. Hey, I know we're off the topic, but please, I have to mention this about the student loan situation. There's a lady called the Student Loan Doctor on Instagram, and I believe, and she is on Facebook as well. Please, please, please go and look at her page and look at, she has a lot of saved lives that she's done with the Biden administration, the director of education, Cardona, or I forgot what his name is. It's a Spanish last name, but she has all the guidelines. I had someone in her business help me get all my student loans together. I had to file a complaint, but she can give you the guidelines so you won't be missing any little, because it can be tedious. So please go there. The Student Loan Doctor. I think her first name is Sonia. Anyway. I was listening to the last caller. I think some of the people that she's talking about, I think what they do, they combat people. Oh,
Go ahead, Simone.
what? Oh yeah. Well, they combat people's lies. So if
Okay.
we know that people are lying, then they are going to speak on that, not just to go and troll people. But that's really all I said. I wanted to say that while you guys were talking about the student loan stuff. But I said what I said. Just good luck to everyone. He is forgiving people 20, 25-year-old loans. Your stuff is going to be forgiven this year. So, all
Oh,
right.
wow. All right. Well, thank you for sharing
Have a
that
good one.
information. And she said what she said, and this is always available for replay. Should you not, if you missed it, don't worry. You can go back and replay it and rewind it to up until this point. But I guess if that's everything, y'all, we about to shift to these hot topics because these men, I feel like these men, some of these men, let me say some, and not use polarized statements. Some of these men are out of control. Okay. When it comes to women's business. Joy, what are your thoughts when it comes to that?
I understand every day when the question was surfaced, would you choose the man or the bear to be stranded in a forest? The
Ooh.
women are choosing the bear. I'm choosing the bear every time. I don't know what happened. And before the narrative, I don't want to be long-winded. Before the narrative was that like the younger generation of men, they had lost their character, they had lost their morals and values. But we seeing fully grown men who they not knocking, they in their 50s, they in their 60s, they in their late 40s. And what they are displaying is absolutely disgusting. If you don't know what you're talking about, don't talk. Period.
I think that's the problem. Most of them do know or think they know what they're talking about when it comes to women. And I have my ideology on why I think they know. And I think they know because and most men view women from a sexual perspective. Can we talk about it? And just because you can make her ooh and moan, don't make you a master of all things women.
It don't make you a man. Issues. And that's the problem. Their manhood is only predicated on what they got in their pockets or how many women they lay up with. Failing to realize a true man is based upon his character. And so these men get to talking on these podcasts and social media because the truth is they see themselves in the men that are being chastised. Now that's the point that needs to be made.
Listen, it's just I've been looking, I've been listening. I try not to have a knee-jerk reaction to everything that's in front of me. There's been a couple of times I had to hit delete, alt delete, and say, you know what? Don't do it. Don't go there. But let me play this clip. I think his name is Bubba. I can't remember, but I like him, and I like him because he normally does renditions of Dallas Cowboys, but look at what he had. He came out first. See, when everything happened with Cassie and Diddy, niggas was quiet. Niggas was shaming women. Why you talking now? It's been a long time. If it really happened, you should have said something then. First of all, Cassie's not the first one. She's the first one to file a lawsuit and win. Let's stop there. We can consider Kim Porter. Before he allegedly unalived her, he broke her nose on a boat. So what you mean? Why you ain't say nothing then? This has been a long-standing behavior from P. Diddy, not only to women, but to men and girls, young girls and young boys. And I take issue with niggas that can sit back and watch crimes happen because they're benefiting financially from the person that's committing the crime, which kind of it leans itself or aligns itself to what you just said, Joy. Is it that you see some of you in him? And that's why, and we're talking about the guys, some of the guys that are just gung-ho about attacking these women that have been in abusive situations where you got to fucking prove it. We're Slim Thug to my, oh, well, this is undisputable. Nigga, do we really have to watch a video, which I'm sure is not the only video, of her getting stomped out for you to come out with an apology? You got to see that just to change your mind? That's crazy, y'all. Think about what I'm saying. If you have to see that level of detail just to believe a woman, you stone cold crazy. You are, what do they call it? Immune. You know how doctors can sometimes become immune to death because they've seen it over and over again, which tells me, it makes me question, like Capital One, what's in your environment? What's going on in your environment, in your social circles? Slim Thug. Now, let me play something real quick. Let me drop the link too. I'll play something real quick. If you're a priority panelist, remember you have first dibs on the mic, baby. So don't be shy. Let me show my screen. Here we go. And I just want to get your thoughts about this reaction as an audience to the whole P. Diddy saga. And remember, let's not just focus on Cassie. There's multiple men and women that have been, what's a good word? Abused, exploited, raped by this man, unpaid, unalived, set up, beat. You name it, I'll claim it. Let me know when you can see my screen. Can you see that?
No, we don't see it yet, Queen Sheba.
Y'all can see it?
Not yet.
Yeah or nah? Oh, crap. I know what's up. I know what's up. I got the thing, the banner on. Give me 1 second. Hold on. I got the banner on. Give me 1 second to take that off. What about now? Can we see that? All right, here we go. Let's see.
You a sick son of a is what you is. Ran that woman down like she was a warhog. And you was a leper. You ought to be ashamed, love. I can't defend you. You don't need counseling. You need jail. Come on. God damn, brotherly love. That don't look good, fam. Kicking that woman. That ain't how we treat our queens, fam. That ain't how we treat our queens, fam. You got 3 dogs. That ain't how we treat them, dog. This ain't it. I'm scared of you. You ran out, grabbed her from behind, like in stealth mode. You dangerous. You dangerous. Not my P. Diddy. Not Sean Combs. Biggie ain't pleased with this one. Craig Mack ain't pleased with this one. Oh no. Your ass out of there.
Your ass is out of there. What are your thoughts on his reaction? This is Bubba Dub. He normally does commentary around sports. What are your thoughts? I'll start with you, Gen X.
You know, for me, I agree with him 100%, Queen. And For me, it's hard even now for me to listen to music from that time period, because it's like what was really going on, what all was going on. And when we look at Diddy, especially with making the band, and we see how he treated the contestants and stuff, when they I think that for him it was about ultimate control, right? It was about control of the women, control of the industry, control of artists from every which way, even down to when Quincy, when they went and raided his houses. And Al B. Sure was like, I haven't heard from my son. Al B. Sure has always stood 10 toes down about how he's felt about Diddy, and about him getting with Kim Porter. Diddy took Quincy basically, and said, this is my son. And so I just see Diddy as as a predator almost. And I feel like he preyed on everybody that he was around to ensure that he kept his number one spot. And the way he ran down that hall with that towel wrapped around him was like, you are my property and you don't go nowhere until I tell you to go. And you think about that young girl, and people say, well, why did she stay with this? Is she benefited? I mean, when somebody is like that, they say things to you. You can go back where you came from. You can go back to struggling. What your mama gonna do? I'm pretty sure her family somewhat benefited from her work as an artist, and then being connected to him. It is sad, and he can do this brotherly love stuff now, but at the end of the day, he reigned, in my opinion, um, professional and personal terror on a lot of people, including the women in his life. And I do find it interesting that the one person that nobody is mentioning, that I've heard, mentioned that often, is Jennifer Lopez. So Misa Hilton, Kim Porter, Jennifer Lopez, and Cassie. All of them got Cassie told her story, but it's more stories, just like you said, Queen, and more video.
Absolutely. I think he's is it a sadist? I think he's sadistic. I think he is
Yes.
one of the worst psychopath, and I think he has an appetite for men, women, probably animals too, if I had to guess. I think everybody is a potential victim. Typically, there's a type. With him, there is no type. I am going to devalue you, dehumanize you until I am done with you. And I like the word you're using, Joy. He's a heathen. Girl, he came from the pits of hells with a smile on his face.
Mm-hmm.
With a smile on his face. And welcome to the stage priority panelist, Lala. Before I let Lala go, I know this is, I got a feeling we're going to go deep with this. And I'm just going to ask everybody that is not, if you're not a priority panelist, to kind of limit your comments to under 2 minutes, just in case. Okay, Lala, welcome to the stage. You got the mic.
Hi, good afternoon, Queen.
Hey,
Well, yeah,
hey,
good
hey.
afternoon. Well, no, it's morning for you, right?
Say it again, Lala.
I said it's a morning for you, right?
Yes. Well, it's
Oh,
actually
okay.
afternoon now.
Oh, well, I said it right the first time then. So good afternoon, Queen. Good afternoon, everyone on the panel. This was truly, truly disturbing, Queen. Like I saw it and I swear to you the whole night I just kept thinking about that poor, poor woman and what she has been through. And you're right, Queen. All those niggers that were supporting that other bloody monster had nothing to say. Nothing to say when they saw that video. None of them had anything to say because, as usual, black women got to prove it. They got to prove it, by video, by pictures, or why didn't you say it the first time it happened? Maybe it's called a gag order. Maybe she signed paperwork that she can't discuss what happens between him and her, and she had to wait for the statute of limitations to finish. But all I can say is that man is a demon and he is a monster, and I cannot wait for him to go to jail and be locked up for life. Because she's not the first victim, Queen,
Oh,
and she
absolutely.
surely won't be last. He is somebody that's been in this industry for years and been getting away with a lot for years. And allegedly, and in my opinion, word on the street is the reason he got away with it is because he's an informant, apparently, for the FBI and CIA. I don't know. Apparently he's an informant, and that's why he gets away with what he gets away with. And he has a lot on other people. That's why they raided him, and they raided his house like that, his mansion in Miami, because he has a lot of information that he was using to blackmail people that weren't supporting him, allegedly. So this man has a, you know, he has a reputation for doing what he does. And I'm so tired of people not believing women, especially black women, when they say they've been abused by men. Because we, as always, we always have to prove it, you know. And they always say, protect the black man. Protect. No one ever protects a black woman. You're okay to go online and bash her and talk about her experience and talk about, oh, she's in it for the money. Best believe I'll be in it for the money. After what I've been through, I'm taking everything he has and even more. After what he put me through and put a gag order on me, and I had to wait years, therapy. And I'm so glad she has an amazing family right now. She has an amazing husband that supports her, and she has those two beautiful daughters that she can protect, because she wasn't protected, Queen. And it just shows you what kind of industry this is. And it's not just the industry, it's real life situations. They never protect a black woman.
You know what? You said a mouthful, and just for record, let me go ahead and play the video real quick. But keep in mind all of the other women. Now, I want to ask y'all, and I want you to consider something before I go to my next priority panelist. I see everybody that's in line waiting. I am not skipping you, priority panelists. Just to, they get to go first, so it's okay. You know what I mean? I got to get to them first. So if you want to come up, please, you're more than welcome to come up. I just got to make sure I prioritize them. That's just the benefit of being that level of a member. But let me show y'all this video for those of you that have not seen it. Wait a minute, give me 1 second. Oh, there we go. Okay, let me go back. Here we go. Can you see my screen, everybody? Let me know if y'all can see my screen. And if so, I
Yes,
will
we
hit
can
play.
see it.
All right, here we go. Oh, I thought it was a video. It should be a video. Let me stop sharing for a second. I swear I thought this was a video. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Oh, it is. Okay, I'm good. Okay, let me go back. Hold on. Here we go. I'm good. I just didn't click forward. And you know what I want to ask y'all? I got 2 questions. Do mamas contribute to the behavior of their adult sons, starting the rearing and the raising in childhood? That's the first one. That's my first question as we review this video. My second question is, do you feel like these cases are being more prioritized because Cassie, not to make her a bad person, but I just want to, when we think about the ideology of the black men, see, I haven't heard, not to say that it's not happening, I haven't heard white men be so vocal about not believing what's going on with this P. Diddy stuff. They've been quiet, or if they do say something, they talk about it from a legal angle, or, you know, but I haven't heard anybody just shit on black women or shit on the whole case. You know, when I think about white men, do you feel like black men care more if you're lighter complected?
I feel like that's multi-layered, Queen Sheba.
Okay, hold that thought. Let me play the video. Here we go. And let me know when y'all see it. When you see it, I'll go ahead and play it. If y'all can see my screen. Can y'all see my screen? Y'all got to let me know if y'all can see it. Yes or no?
Yes, we can see it, Queen.
Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you.
Allegations of abuse against music mogul Sean Diddy Combs. The video, captured on multiple cameras, shows Combs assaulting his then girlfriend, Cassie Ventura, in a hallway at a Los Angeles hotel in March 2016. A lawsuit filed by Ventura in November last year and settled the next day referenced actions that seem to match those seen in this video. There appears to corroborate some of the allegations of abuse against music mogul Sean Diddy Combs. The video, captured on multiple cameras, shows Combs assaulting his then girlfriend, Cassie Ventura, in a hallway at a Los Angeles.
All right. Welcome to your Sud Noir. What are your thoughts?
Good afternoon, Queen, Palace, and everyone. How are you?
Welcome to Saturday morning. I said what I said. And by the way, y'all, when y'all wrap it up, make sure you stand on business by saying I said what I said. Go ahead, the set.
So my thoughts are this hits home for me because I know all of the parties involved personally, and I'm just requesting prayers for the children, definitely prayers for the women, and prayers for the attorneys handling the cases. And I said what I said.
I love it. Short, sweet, and straight to the point. Savannah 912. Welcome to Saturday morning. I said what I said. What are your thoughts, Savannah?
Good morning, Queen. Good morning, Palace.
Good morning.
You know, in November of last year, when we all learned about this lawsuit from Cassie, it was due to the New York Survivors Act expiring within the next few days. And we all learned about this lawsuit and allegations from Cassie towards Diddy. However, those of us who are a little more seasoned, as I love to call it, we've always known that this is who Puffy is. From the Faith Evans to the Little Kims to the Mary J. Blige, this has always been Puffy's character. However, he's always been rewarded and guarded in the music industry. But he quickly settled within 24 hours because he knew that the allegations made in that lawsuit were just too horrific for him to get in front of. So he quickly settled, hoping it would go away, but he didn't count on the lawsuit being leaked online. I mean, even I received a copy of the lawsuit. Now, Cassie did reference this incident in the lawsuit where she said that he was extremely intoxicated and punched her in the eye, resulting giving her a black eye. Uh, I I'm just of the belief that we have not seen the worst of the Diddy story yet. I think there's so much more, as you said, with men and women. I also think he's a sadist. I think there's a story with Justin Bieber and Usher and Chris Brown and all these young men that were coming up in the late mid 2000s that went on a destructive path after interacting with Diddy. My family's from Miami, Florida. I do know where his home is located. And I used to see lines of, and I do mean lines of young girls lined up trying to get into Diddy party into Star Island, because that was the hottest ticket in town. And it's just unfortunate, and there's so much more that we have not heard. And I think in this video that it's hard to see. I think there's missing pieces, because you see the video click. I think that Tao had fallen at some point, and where of course CNN couldn't show. But I do think that he did continue to beat on her. So my heart goes out to Cassie, to her mom, because that is someone's child there on the floor. That's a small frame woman. And I'm just sick of this culture of just men who are, they have this mentality that is just, it is scary, and these are monsters. And I'm just wondering where did we go wrong? And it has just been so hard for me to watch this over the last few days, seeing this video. But and as the last lady said, I had just been praying for Cassie and mostly her mom to see her child on the floor. And I said what I said.
And she said what she said. This is a rhetorical question for the panel and also for the chat. What are y'all teaching your daughters when it comes to a man with money? What standards are you pouring into your daughter when it comes to men with money? Let that one linger for a little bit. Men, What are you teaching your daughters when it comes to men with money? Because we know everybody, okay, you get somebody that can take care of you. Then what? Let that one linger for a second. I got another one for you. Hold on. Let that one linger. And then I want to know your thoughts, panel, on this right here. Did I put it on here? Let's see. Yep, here we go.
That's my day job. Remember Ray Rice? Remember what happened? Like 2014 when his girl was in the elevator and she either shoved him or hit him, and then he check left hooked her and hit her and knocked her face into the bar inside the elevator.
Shut up.
She hit her head to it, and then she laid on the floor unconscious in the elevator, straight up knocked out. And then after that, he didn't even pick her up, and he dragged her out of the elevator.
Oh, gosh.
This video, allegedly, supposedly, presumably, seemingly, whatever word's appropriate, with P. Diddy, Sean P. Diddy Combs. This is worse. We saw Vo's video.
That pissed me off.
Ugh. That pissed me off too.
Excuse my language. That pissed me the fuck off. How is it worse? Because the one that got knocked out cold is black? How do you tell one victim, well, yours ain't that bad, hers is worse? What fucking makes it worse? Charlotte, what are your thoughts?
Good morning, Queen Sheba in the palace.
Good morning.
I am this really gets to me because I have a sister who was in the military and her husband took her way to Germany and he abused her really mentally and physically. He abused her. So finally she went to his captain and told them what he was doing. So they put her in a safe house and took him to a hospital, I guess a mental hospital or whatever. But he escaped from the hospital, knowing my sister flew back to her home, and he escaped. He went AWOL, and he was looking for her, so we had to hide her out. And when he couldn't find her, he got a girlfriend, and he unalived the girlfriend and the baby. So this really touches my heart because these men are crazy. Yeah, so he's in military prison, but he's in the same state as my sister, and my sister is scared because her daughter is talking to him, and she keep telling her daughter, don't talk to him, don't tell him where she's at. So
what are your thoughts on this? Let me ask you this, Charlotte. What are your thoughts on the men that have nothing to say when things like this happen to women? And this whole go ahead.
I think they're all cowards because I think that they are a part of all of this and they see themselves in what's going on. That's why they're not saying anything.
All right. Can you sign it, seal it, and deliver it?
I said what I said, and I meant what I said.
Thank you. And y'all, just out of tenderness for the audience, I'm gonna ask everybody to not be too graphic. And let's try to stay on topic. Just because we don't know people's thresholds. And then we can keep it to, like, you know what I mean, without going too detailed on and nobody said anything wrong. Let me clear that up. But just so that we can just kind of, keep it streamlined, that we're not going down a rabbit hole, because I can see some reactions in the chat, and just kind of keep it to what we're talking about. I would really appreciate that. Panel, what are your thoughts? Stephen A. Smith saying that what happened to Ray Rice, what's his name? Ray somebody. What happened to the black woman? What happened to Cassie is worse than what happened to the lady that got knocked out cold. If you can remember that story of him knocking her out cold in the elevator. Does anybody remember that and would like
Yes,
to
I
I
do.
do.
I
I
do.
remember.
Yeah.
go ahead?
You know, that's why his hairline is receding. Just raggedy. Just a raggedy mentality from a raggedy man. I think here, Queen Sheba, in his particular case, it is layered with not only colorism, but also misogyny. Because in the case with Ray Rice, you see how he set it up by saying she pushed him. She like, it essentially
Yes.
said that she initiated it, right? So that's why he made the comment of, well, with Cassie is way worse, because even in that he is still saying that as a woman you can do something to deserve the abuse like Ray Rice's wife. It's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting.
Because Ray Rice actually knocked her out cold in the elevator. If you want to Google the clip, and drug her like a
Mhm.
rag doll down the hallway until he was out of view of the camera. So in my head, when do we start judging the level of abuse? Like a track meet. First, second, third, fourth, fifth. Anybody else? Any thoughts on Stephen A. Smith and his stupid ass comments?
I have a comment.
Sure.
Um, I think he does a lot of things for shock value, and he's always on the opposite side of moral compass, doing what's right, even just having just basic humanity for people. Myself personally, I think it's, an ego issue, self-esteem issue. As far as the abuse, there's not layers to abuse. All of it is bad. It starts from somewhere and it escalates up. So if we quantify it as just being terrible from the onset, it will never get to the level where, you know, things just go from bad to worse. Just my opinion.
Okay. Any other priority panelists want to get in before
Yeah, I
we?
want to say something, Queen.
Mm-hmm.
I thought this guy has always he's never sat right. I've never liked him. I think he's pathetic. I think he's disgusting and he's extremely disturbing with his thoughts. To turn this type of behavior and abuse into a like a battle between abuses, to me is absolutely disgusting. And it's below. This man is purely pathetic. And he looks, I've realized something, this Queen. When I say ugly people, I'm not talking about appearance wise. I'm talking about the ugliness from the soul. This man is ugly from the soul for him to talk like that about those two women and comparing abuse like it's a battle. Lock this man ass up and not in jail. Lock him in a psych ward. He needs to be evaluated because the men that listen to him are the men now that are going to be like, ooh, okay, well, if I punch her this way, guess what? It's not as bad as the way he punched her. Are you stupid? Get the hell out of here. And I said what I said.
Period. Point blank. I hope I say this. Oh, she just dropped down. Okay. Stephanie, you got the mic. What are your thoughts?
Hi, Queen. I just want to say,
Hey.
I'm not trying to excuse Stephen A. Smith, but I understood him to say, this is what I took from it, that
Okay.
Ray Rice was canceled in society for what he did on camera, not minimizing it. He minimized it. But why hasn't Diddy been canceled for all that he did to this woman, which appeared to be more egregious? Is that what I'm trying to say? I think
I
that's where he's stuck. It's like, why are we still dealing with him? Because this isn't the first time I don't think he spoke out on Diddy. Why? He's why hasn't society done something about him? That's the way I took it. That's
and you know what? I would give you that, not to disagree with you, but just to focus on him. If he said the way you took it and those words actually came out of his mouth, I would ride with that. He used the words, this is way worse.
and that's what I think in ignorance. I'm going to try to reserve
my thoughts
No,
on
you said what you said. You got the floor.
men, because I'm happy that they're finally saying something. They do need to be educated on how abuse is abuse. But I'm just happy that they're finally speaking out, period. It's gone on for years. And nobody has done or said anything. Diddy has gotten away with a lot for years. So I think that it's a conversation that they need to start having with each other. I don't think it's a colorism thing. I just think that they're ignorant when it comes to abuse. I don't or AB. I'm sorry.
No, you can say abuse. That's fine. That's fine.
Okay. And I said what I said. I'm done. You know, I don't like talking on this thing.
All right. Well, thank you, Stephanie. She said what she said. She posed a good question. Could Stephen A. Smith be talking about because Ray Rice was canceled? I think a different caveat between Ray Rice. First of all, I don't think there's a difference. I think they're equal torment. You can put both women in the same room and ask the victim of Ray Rice, who was not his wife at the time, or was she his wife, y'all? I don't think she was.
I think it was his fiance at the time.
His fiance. Yeah. Ask her. How would she measure her abuse up to Cassie's? And I think she would look at us like we're damn fools. And I think Ray Rice's punishment was immediate because we had a visual. Y'all got to remember, P. Diddy paid $5K, $50K for that elevator scene or for that hallway scene to be scrapped. How do you feel about that? Catliss. Is it Catliss? Catliss, you're on mute. P. Diddy paid allegedly $50,000 for that tape to not be released. Catliss, let me see if I can unmute you. Okay, I can't unmute you. You got to unmute yourself. What are y'all's thoughts on him? See, Ray Rice, we saw his shit out in the open. That's when niggas, to me, elevator workers, wasn't starstruck. Nigga, you hit her, I'm finna release it to the news. Now we got niggas tampering with the evidence, hiding stuff. You could pay them off. You know what? It ain't my business. Shit. Yeah, give me 50K. That was the difference between now and then. What are your thoughts, panelists? I'll start with you, Simone.
Well, as far as that's concerned, it's the culture that we're in now. They have been allowed to get away with a lot of things because of some of the things that have gone on in our society as far as Black men are concerned in terms of being violated by the police and other law enforcement. So they are given this pass because of certain things like that. As far as Stephen A. Smith is concerned, in my opinion, my grandmother used to always say this, he's the white folks nigga, in my opinion. He is going to do whatever they encourage him to say and do. This situation, to me, of certain Black men, I would say more than half, being openly silent about this, it's just a willful ignorance that they are using. They see it, they understand it. In my opinion, they're okay with it. When it comes to us as Black women, we're not protected. We are considered the lowest on the totem pole. So in this situation, I feel bad for everyone involved, well, except Diddy, but Cassie and that situation. But I beg to differ and see how this would be accepted if that was a Black woman who wasn't racially ambiguous, getting thrown around like a rag doll. And I said what I said.
She said what she said. Catliss, you have the mic. Catliss?
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Okay, go ahead. You have the mic.
Okay. Well, considering, everything that's happened, they're tying in that he helped kill, Tupac and Biggie too. So he has been getting away with a lot of stuff. And it is time for Hollywood hip hop. It's time for them to rearrange everything because too many people then got killed. They didn't did too much. Everybody should take a look. God is giving us warnings. All these tornadoes, hurricanes, tsunamis, the ground, buildings falling, the bridges. Everybody should take heed of that, and nobody noticing what God is trying to tell us is to have to change. And I'm glad everything is coming out. So I said what I said.
I know that's right. She said what she said, and thank you for coming up, Catless. We appreciate you, Queen.
It's my first time.
Oh, you did great. Well, welcome.
Oh, I really don't like to come up because of my voice.
That's okay. We got you covered. You did a great job. And you're
Okay.
always welcome to come back up again.
Okay, thank you, Queen.
So welcome. You're so welcome. Listen, y'all, we can go anywhere with this. We can go from the lack of acknowledgement and head nods from the Black men. We can also, ladies, what are we teaching our daughters, our nieces, when it comes to men with money? What are we teaching our daughters and the young Black girls? Because see, men like P. Diddy don't skip up to a woman. They start with the girls. When you think about the underage grape that has, and these anonymous victims that have been protected because he did and touched them at an underage, at an age that, that they were not of age to consent. So we can go that route. What are you teaching these young girls when they leave the house about these rappers, these stars, about these men with money that can buy them a purse? Or what conversations are we hosting as women? We can talk about the lack of protection that we do not get from men. Also, another spin on it. Let me see. What other way do I want to go with it? I lost my thought, but let me spin a block with Gen X.
I think for me, when I think about it, I think that's a great topic, Queen, to, say, look, what are we as older women or parents, aunts, whomever involved in these young girls' lives, what are we pouring into them? I kind of feel like during that era, I think we go in eras, right? So I think that during that era, I think it's even like now, even with the Nickelodeon stuff that we're hearing about, I feel like I'm not sure what Cassie's lifestyle was before she met Diddy. But we've seen this story of how, even if it didn't have to do with a relationship, but just how in the music industry, especially during that time, how artists were taken advantage of financially, talked to all kinds of crazy ways. And I think that what is so sad about that ecosystem that was created within Bad Boy was that, do you think, and I'm just asking this question, do you think that some of the women that were around her were like, girl, I'm just glad it ain't me he beating on now? I mean, and that's crazy, I know. And I think that even Misa Hilton, remember when her son was arrested for a DUI and she posted on social media, I knew I should have got my son away from you, referring to Diddy a long time ago, or I shouldn't have left him with you or something like that. But I feel like Misa's kind of backpedaled from, because I think she was letting her true feelings about him and what she experienced with him or what she's seen. So I wonder if the women were just like, I'm just glad it's not me.
I think a lot of them were aiding and abetting, just like these niggas, as long as they were benefiting from him. It's
Facts.
like Chris Stokes' wife. Now you want to come out and say, yeah, he did abuse those boys. And bitch, you slept with him, knowing that he was touching on them little boys. And you stayed with him. And now you say something because you pissed off at him after he done touched, molested, sexually assaulted somebody else's kids because the statute of limitations have passed. So now can't nobody do nothing to you as the wife, but you also stayed until the money ran out. So I think a lot of them were aiding and abetting.
Do you think that that's the same? Because I think that a lot of people still kind of side eye R. Kelly's ex-wife and say, if this was happening in your house, in your basement, you telling us you had no clue, no clue.
All I know is that they had quite the row in the tea rooms the day before
Hold
he
on, let
took
me
it.
mute everybody up. Let me mute you. I'm gonna drop you down, Catalyst. Okay, I'm gonna drop you down, honey. All right. I think Andrea knew because somebody gave a read. Somebody said they were there, and she was. Lord have mercy. I don't know how I want to say it, but somebody gave something where they were somewhere, and she came and knocked on the wall for food. You remember?
Yes. Yes. And so like you're saying, I mean, and even like today I was talking to a coworker, and I won't take up too much time, but she does a certain job where she helps kids that are in a threat of not graduating high school. She gets them into Job Corps. And we were talking, and I was blown away by the number of parents who know their kids are not going to graduate but refuse to sign that paperwork. And so I think you're right. There are sadly those adults out there who feel like, well, I went through it, so okay, what you crying about? Or long as it's not me, or I ain't finna mess up my good life, or you know, it, it actually is bringing to mind just how detrimental it is to anyone to have damaged adults around individuals who can be, convinced to do things. And it's just really sad that there were so many adults around and nobody stepped in.
No, because they're benefiting. There's a lifestyle, there's prestige, there's visibility, there's good food, bottle popping, drugs. See, you never know what adults, both men and women, will do until the lights go off. We cannot say, we could, like a lot of times we'll say, oh no, I wouldn't think. Okay, now they're speaking out, but where were you years ago? You get what I'm saying? Even all of these men that have described what they saw him do to Cassie, bodyguards didn't intervene. Nigga, for a
Yeah.
check?
Or two, I think it's also about the fact that they saw him have access to probably some of the most beautiful women, or he
Mhm.
had access to all women. And so it was, I think, a part of, well, I know she'll never give me a chance, so F her. And F him too. Look at him. He's so arrogant, man. Just throw me my check. I don't give a dang what's going on. I ain't got no chance with her, nigga. You get on my nerves. You know what I'm saying?
And
So
I'll
it
give
was,
you a real life example to everybody on the palace. Self-serving. We all can be self-serving if we are not careful and we don't check our agenda, if we don't check our emotions, if we don't check our intent. Let me tell you, I'll give you a perfect example. Small example, but that's how you get from there to here. When Nell Fletcher said, I believe it can be worked out, a man should not go to jail. I'll pause there. Let me get a reaction. She said it, came out of her mouth. It reminds me of the men that are looking at the tape. Okay, now I believe you. How far does the shit have to go for you to not believe that a man should not be prosecuted for abusing a woman? What metric stick are you using? Priority panelist, do you want to jump in before I go to my other panelist?
She
Oh,
was straight up like stupid. She really was stupid. She is a loser that does not think. Like, if you talk about, I don't believe it. She only coming from that, Queen, because of her predicament right now with her son allegedly going to jail for fraud and the stuff that he does. So she came from that point of view. She wasn't coming in the point of view of being understanding to Melody's situation and what she was going through. Her agenda was, aka my son. She was making out about it, making it about her son rather than Martell. But this is what I'm saying. These are the type of women that enable these men. This whole black man shouldn't be sent to jail. This whole, protect the black man. This is that generation. But we're in a generation now that ain't putting up with that kind of stupidness. You understand? You are not helping anybody in with that kind of rhetoric, in my opinion. So it needs to stay in your backward garden, like in my opinion. Like, it needs to stay there. It can't come to the forefront. Because this day and age is standing up to abuse. It's saying, no, we don't tolerate abuse. It's saying, no, if you do something like this, you will be prosecuted and you will go to jail. We're not protecting men. We're not protecting women. Abuse is abuse any time. Like, I'm sorry, we're not doing that no more. This whole protect people business is stopped, and it stopped with her and her generation.
All right. Let me go to it looks like P and 2 Ross.
Hey, Queen.
Can you
Hey,
hear me?
welcome. Yep, happy Saturday.
Happy Saturday. If it's okay, I would like to answer the question, what are we teaching our daughters?
Sure, go ahead. You got the floor.
Okay, I have two daughters. One is 25, one is 15. And I am a old school mom like my mom was, and and my mom and dad were very active in me and my sister's development. So my mom and dad poured both into us. So that's the kind of um things that me and my husband are doing with our daughter. Um my baby girl and my oldest, but basically my baby girl is 15 and she's in that age and stage where she's liking boys, and she's going to be dating soon. So first of all, as she's developed, we've taught her that you're special. You have self worth. You're smart. You're beautiful. You can do anything. You can be anything from a janitor to the president of the United States, first of all. And then we've also taught her that you don't need a man. You may want a man, but you don't need one to take care of you. Have your own. And these are my words to my daughters. If you have your own, when you get sick and tired of being sick and tired, you can go. But if someone is taking care of you, 9 times out of 10, you can't go. And also, I think it's imperative that we teach that at a young age, and we teach boundaries. We have those hard conversations with my daughter. We have those uncomfortable conversations with my daughter. I wish you guys could see her face. And when we have those conversations, it goes from mommy's point of view on it to daddy's point of view. And I truly believe that young ladies need to also have the male point of view on it. So when we talk about stuff, I say, well, this is what it is. And then my husband says, and this is what the boys and the men think on the same level. So she's getting both sides of it. And I think that's very important that we teach our girls that, because I think it will help them along the way. And also, both of my girls, one of them is grown, she's in the army, she has a code word. Don't have to tell me what's going on, but if she says that code word or texts me that code word, I know my baby's in trouble. My baby girl that's here in the house with me, she has a code word, just like she did when she was little. Somebody say they picking up you need to give her that code word. If my daughter says that code word, I know she's in trouble. Just like she knows if she's out with her friends, she's somewhere she doesn't want to be, no questions asked, call one of us. We coming to get you. Now we're going to talk about it maybe the next day, but our main thing is that you get home safe. And those are the steps that I think that parents, aunties, grandmamas, uncles, whoever should be teaching the girls. And we also need to teach the boys the same thing, because the same things are happening to the boys.
And can you sign it, seal it, and deliver it?
I said what I said.
Period, point blank. All right.
Period,
Thank you,
point blank.
Ross.
Thank you.
No, thank you for coming up and standing on
I'm going to
business.
drop down.
Okay, she's going to drop down. And if you are not a priority panelist, once you've had your chance to speak your piece, go ahead and drop down so I can bring somebody else up. We got some questions coming in real quick. Oh, Gen X, you can stay. You can come back. There you go. All right. So listen, we got a couple of questions that came in by way of super chat. Let me also ask y'all this, and I'm going to come back just to give you a lot to think about. Outside of teaching your girls, your nieces, the young girls in the family about, how you should be treated and stuff like that, do y'all talk about abuse? Or if you think about it, and if abuse has impacted your family, or did you wait until after the fact? Did you prep them for, if a boy does A, B, C, D, we walking away? Period, point blank, raising his voice. Are we doing that level of teaching, or are we waiting until after the fact where he or she has already become impacted by somebody else's behavior? Don't answer that yet. Hold on. I just want to know. I'm curious as to know what level of conversations what part are we doing when it comes to our households? Give me 1 second. I know I have it here. Maybe I don't. Okay. Hold on, y'all. Give me 1 second.
All right, Palace, the Super Chat Squad is in the building. We appreciate you, baby. The Super Chats are fire. Get in your bag.
That's a lot of money.
Yes, it is. And thank you for all of your generosity when it comes to the palace. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I found what I was looking for, but that's okay. It's too late. So let me go to this question that came through from Gigi said that. Yes, with a 5-piece. Gigi says, as a black mother of 2 daughters, what are you mothers teaching? What are the mothers teaching their sons? Ooh, anybody on the panel with sons? Anybody on the panel with sons? What are y'all teaching y'all sons? Nikki's News on Narcissism says, we are raising our sons to respect women and practice performing random acts of kindness for women. What does respect mean? Because that can mean something different, right? What does that mean? When y'all say we're raising our sons to respect women, what does that mean? I'm curious. Susie Smith says, well, you can teach them, but they've got to apply it once they get out in the world. It's different. I see you, John Dalton. Welcome. Blessings, everybody from Arkansas. Thames 308 say, calling someone a bitch is a form of abuse. Are we doing enough with the boys? Joy, are we doing enough with the boys?
No. I'm giving you a straight up no. I said what I said. I'm standing on it 10 toes down. No. I always hear people talk about what are the mothers teaching their daughters or what are dads telling their daughters. It's always an emphasis on what are we telling women. And I don't hear that same energy around what are we teaching these boys who are going to become men. See, a lot of them, they grow up in the household and yeah, mama might be talking to them sometimes, but what is that daddy telling them on the sly? It's a lot of male bro code. And this is from what I've seen from my own male friends, seeing how they interact with their parents, the things that they have been taught. And then they have a support system, quote unquote, of men that teach them things that are rooted in misogyny, that's rooted in disrespect. And another thing to it as well, desirability. When I saw the comment about, well, we're teaching our sons to respect women and treat them with kindness, make sure you also add on there about desirability, that respect doesn't just stop at who you want to sleep with or who you think is fine, but it is across the board. Because the way I see these young men and grown men treat women that they can't see as potential property or bedmates is disgusting. So across the board, not enough is being done. And we have to stop giving bare minimum participation awards for the times that, oh, they do talk or they do speak, or, oh, they may be ignorant about it, but they spoke up. We're not giving participation awards for being ignorant. As a woman, that's a human being. And what we have between our legs should not have to define how you look at us or to respect us. That's another human being. So the baseline should be, don't treat another human being with disrespect.
Can you sign it, seal it, and deliver it?
I said what I said.
This video is for rich people only. If you're not a rich person, swipe up. Send me money. Send me money, please.
Listen, That was for rich people on it. Sending me money. Send me money, please. And Dr. Minnie did just that to some of you in the audience because she gifted 5 Queen Sheba Darling memberships. And congratulations to the lucky recipients of her kindness. Of her kindness. So thank you, Dr. Minnie. We appreciate your generosity and congratulations to the new members. Don Penny says Black women don't support each other. That's why this had been going on for so long. No, the abuse has been going on for so long because let me not say no. La no, Gen X, what are your thoughts about Dawn's reaction?
I have to disagree, but I think that what she's saying is that, if we supported each other more, maybe there would be more sisterhood, more communication, and more of a feeling of a safe space to share what you're experiencing if you're in an abusive relationship. But, at the end of the day, I really do believe that it has to do with what you've seen and what you experience. And so, to be honest, there's some women who if they grew, I don't even want to say why they would believe this, but they're like, okay, why you tripping? Okay, he pulls your arm. I used to see my mama get her butt, like fist. I don't think we should put that on just women, but I do respect her insight. And then just real quick to talk about the young men, I think that there's a disconnect sometimes between what is being told to young men versus what they're seeing. Because I've worked a lot in the public space, and a mother would say, I'm trying to keep him out of trouble. I'm trying to do this and this, and he just won't listen. But if your man or whomever you have living with you does not get up in the morning to go to a job, plays video games all day, may have his friends over, and he's not, you basically are telling your son to do opposite of what you're allowing a man to do to you. And so I think that that's potentially some of the disconnect when it comes to, I do talk to my son, but it's also what is your son and daughter seeing outside of you're saying do what I say, but then they're seeing what you do on a daily basis and maybe what you deal with on a daily basis. But I do respect her opinion. I think I kind of understand where she was coming from.
Okay. The review hour welcome. I'm gonna read this question. ER says, do y'all have men holding your sons accountable? What they're asking is how many women are there men in the household? Are there men in the household to get up in these young boys' face and say, I wish you would? The review hour, what are your thoughts regarding the overall conversation today? Welcome to Saturday morning. I said what I said. She just dropped down. Lala, do we have enough men in these homes to balance out the masculine and well, let me go to the review hour. The review hour. You got the mic, Queen.
Hey, good afternoon to everyone. um, I'm a victim. I won't say a victim. I'm a survivor of domestic violence from many years ago. It's still hard for me to say that because of the type of woman I am, and I'm also what many people say a boy mom. But my son is a man now, 30 years old. So you asked the question earlier: what can we do as women to school the young women? And a lot of women may not like what I'm about to say, and then I'll give my part about being a boy mom or young man mom. We need to start, and this is my experience from working in the public housing district for many years, and I've been around domestic violence. I see them come in, they talk to us, blah blah blah, but we need to start telling these young women, of course, when they see the signs, leave. But one of the things that I think a lot of parents are not telling their daughters: do not put your hand on these men, because you don't know what type of monster you're slapping. You just don't know. You don't know what's buried deep down inside of them. You don't know if once you slap them, what you may think is something that doesn't hurt them, you don't know what it will do or what it will make come out of them. You don't know if it's going to tell them to go and get a knife, go and get a pow pow. You just don't know. And that may be your last time slapping someone. So let's teach them also do not only to recognize the signs. That means if he's verbally abusing you, leave. If he's telling you that you're stupid, nobody else is going to want you, leave.
Can I
Just
ask you something? The review
yes,
hour?
yes.
When you said they need to teach the daughters, don't be putting their hands. What would cause a young girl to reach out and slap a young boy?
Hey,
Where did she pick that up from?
well, I'll answer your question. Just like men, women have tempers. She could have picked it up from home, from witnessing domestic violence within the home herself. She could have got it from her daddy. She could have got it from her mom. Just like young men, young women have tempers too. You, and is it?
Uh-oh.
Oh,
I
I'm
need
so
everybody
sorry.
to mute up if you're not talking. And if you're come up on the palace, you got to make sure that your background device is not playing. Otherwise, it's going to cause a disruption with the echo. Go ahead, the review hour.
Okay, I'm sorry.
That's
Uh,
okay.
but she could have got it from anywhere within the family, from childhood. But they have tempers just like men do. So that's what I would say. The first thing I would say, because is to recognize the signs. I don't want to come in blaming a young lady because like I said, I am a survivor of it. So I know how it goes. But if you feel the need to hit someone's son, walk away, because you do not know what is going to happen if you do that. More than likely, he's stronger than you. And second of all, you don't know what is going to happen, what type of person this is. We are quick to tell young ladies when they're in these relationships, even when we don't know they're in these types of relationships. Girl, how long you been dating that guy? 2 years, 3 years, 4 years? He hadn't proposed to you yet? Girl, I'll let him
Has he
go.
what?
He hasn't proposed to you yet, and I would let him go. My thing is, if you're with someone, we need to start telling these young ladies, get to know everything you can. Don't be quick to get in this committed relationships, especially when they're young.
But if they're already there for 2 years, aren't they there? What would be the difference? That
They're,
that she
you may
that she
not
don't
get it.
know in 2 years? Like I'm trying to like give me like okay, she's there 2 years, right?
Hmm. Yes, I hear you.
Okay. I'm not understand. Okay.
Okay, I guess what I'm saying, and I guess I need to clarify. Just say if a young lady is with a young man and she's been with him for 2 years, and
Mhm.
usually people start pushing young ladies to get some type of permanence out of the relationship, even after 2 years. And then they get this permanence, they end up marrying young. They really don't know the guy. They really don't. They just know the surface stuff. He's a nice guy. He bought me a pretty purse. He got my hair done. He takes me out to eat at fancy restaurants. But there could be other stuff that's deeper. And sometimes it does take longer than 2 years to get to see that stuff.
So let me ask you this.
Hmm.
So should we be telling our daughters and nieces after 2 years, go ahead and break up with him?
No, I'm not saying that.
So what should we be saying? I'm not arguing with you. I
Oh no,
just want to
I know.
know. I'm really trying to get there.
Oh no, and I'm not looking at it that
Yeah.
way.
Okay. Gotcha.
Um, what I'm saying is, what you said. What should we be telling
Yeah.
them?
Yeah. Okay. So we don't want to push them into commitment. How long do we let her sit idle?
Well, I think what I let me answer this question correct. Okay, you have a niece or a daughter that's been in a relationship for 5 years. After 5 years, if you don't know anything deeper than surface stuff, yeah, it is start. It's time to move on. And what I mean something deeper, do you know the man great granddaddy if he's alive? Have you been around this family other
Mm.
than just going to eat on Sundays? I mean, what have you seen out of this family uh, to make you want to be a part of it?
And then in the meantime, they're having sex. Y'all see where I'm trying to go with this? What are we teaching them? Because this sounds good, but what are we teaching them?
Me,
Okay, don't jump in it too soon. I got that part.
mhm.
And then dig a little deeper. I got that part. But what about your body?
Yeah, hey,
They having sex. They doing that. They doing everything under the moon. What else do we have for them?
well, what I was taught as a young lady, but I would assume people don't teach that anymore. My parents taught me to save your body till you're married. Did
Okay.
I do that? No, but I was a grown woman, and maybe TMI, but we're just having a conversation. But because of their teachings, I wasn't a teenager having sex. I wasn't I was a grown woman when because of their teachings when that happened. And I don't think that is happening enough in this day and time.
Okay.
We're not telling young ladies to save their bodies. I'm not being, I'm not trying to be unrealistic. I'm not trying to be that. I know young people are having
Mhm.
sex, and sometimes you have to tell them, okay, since you're having sex, protect yourself. That teaching goes, supposed to be there as well. But are we telling these young ladies to save your body? Save your body for your husband.
Right. I don't know. Are y'all on the panel?
I was taught that, and I teach my nieces that, because I do believe you have to respect yourself for others to respect you. You have to set boundaries on yourself, and you have to respect your surroundings and respect the people that you're with. And I'm not saying teach the girls, and that's where this is going a bit left for me. Me personally, I say teach them both. To my niece and nephew, that I both teach them that respect yourself and don't sleep before marriage. Don't sleep with anybody before marriage, and respect yourself, and others will respect you. Keep your hands to yourself, and others will keep their hands to themselves. I teach them both. It's about the girl and the boy, because they're both going out into this society and you don't know what they can get up to. But if you put the teachings there, and I understand some don't follow it when they leave, I get it. But if you put the teaching there, you put the fear in them to let them know what happens and what are the consequences of you not following this, diseases and the type of abusive relationships that can happen to you if you put your hands on somebody without their permission. And I also tell them both to lower their gaze. Lower your gaze. If you feel like you be respectful to a woman, or you can't be respectful to a guy, lower your gaze and keep it moving. And that's what I teach them. It's about respecting yourself, because if you don't, nobody else is going to respect you.
Thank you. And I want to say this because I really want to keep it real based on the commentary that we're talking about. For a young girl, not a young girl, a young lady that's dating, let's just say we're saying everything that Lala has said, the review hour has said, and then they are of age to make a choice for themselves. Are we also saying you ain't got to do no fucking freak offs? You ain't got to fuck his, excuse my language, because I'm keeping it real, right? Because this is what's happening. You don't have to fuck his homeboy. You don't have to do a threesome. Are we going there with these girls in our family? Mary Willis. And I know somebody else is going to jump in. Let me get Mary in and then whomever was about to jump in. Okay, Mary, you're on mute. If not, I'll let. Okay, go ahead. Whoever was going to jump in.
Hey, this is Gen X Queen, and I was just going to share this. Now, I have two daughters, and I'll keep it short. My youngest daughter, me and my older daughter, we had to stay on her. And, we moved into a neighborhood and we understand school districting. And so the neighborhood I moved in for a specific reason. Even still, they had me to send my daughter to a school that is across town. My daughter was probably in the seventh or eighth grade. And this little boy told her, he said, look, if you can't come over to my house and kick it with me at my house, we gonna have to break up. And I sat down with my daughter because I'm trying to understand what's going on. Because you could change, you could see a difference in behavior. And she told me that, and I said, well, I guess y'all gonna break up because we do not play that. And we have had those conversations. And we talk about it now. She's 23 years old, but I do tell her often because she is so nice, passive, and naive, even though we stayed on her and we had honest, very open conversation. I told her if we had have let you just go to school and not be all up in your business, I said, I'm certain that you would have already had a baby, or you would have possibly been on your second, or been in a situation where you got caught up because you were at the wrong place at the wrong time. That does not mean that I don't think that she can make her own decisions, but I know her, and she is more concerned about others people's feelings versus doing what she knows, is correct. And so I do think that it is very, very important that you do stay up in your kids' business. And just because they don't like it, oh well, because I need to know who's pulling up to my house, who you're hanging out with at school. Who I even told her she can have email, and some little girl at the school created her an email and gave her the username and password. I went off about that. So yeah, we're gonna get into those deep conversations, because I need to understand what you're hearing at school and through your peer circle. And then we're going to come over here and we're going to demyth all of that. And I also share my own history and my own experiences. I ain't too proud to tell you I messed up too. So let me tell you, I'm telling you from experience.
All right. EBSQ, so y'all need to have these conversations with girls, but it should come from a father figure, because my dad told me all that stuff, threesome sex before you were ready. So I was up to these games. Listen, at this point, based on the statistics of Black households, EBSQ, 64% don't have a man, a father figure in them. So in most cases, some of the women are having to drive those conversations. And ladies, sooner, better than later. I'm telling you, you got to go there. If they're of age, if they have curves, if they're cute, if their frame is curvy, because if you don't teach them, it seems like the streets and the likes of a P. Diddy will take the show her what she's supposed to be doing, whether it's legal or illegal with her body. So you gonna have to get in front of those type of predators and say, you ain't got to do shit when you go to a party. You ain't got to pop no pills. You ain't got to give nobody your phone. I'm pushing the envelope a little bit, because I really feel like if we are along the line of caution and go ahead and anticipate we need to have these conversations, I'm not saying we can save everybody, but I think we can feel it gives us, at least we're doing the best we can. Mary, what are your thoughts?
Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
How you doing, Queen?
Good, Mary. Happy Saturday. How are you?
Thank you. My second time back. I'm gonna do my 2 minutes and I'm gone.
All right, go ahead.
I've raised a girl and a boy. They're in their 40s now. I'm gonna tell you a story real quick, and it means a lot now.
Okay.
My daughter is older than my son. And one time I can remember my son hit my daughter. They was little kids. And my husband, bless his soul, he's gone now. He made a big deal. Did you put your hand on your sister? She's a girl. I was like, my God, man. I didn't say that, but I'm feeling it. And it was a big deal. And you go apologize. You never touch a girl. Never. He went on, he's raging. He said, I'm so disappointed in you. And my son was about 7. Okay. He's 42. You know what he said? He said, Ma, I remember Daddy. He made a big deal, but it stuck with my heart. It stuck with me. These men have to teach those boys, your body is power than the woman. You walk away, you respect that young lady. He's married now. I have 3 grandkids by him, and my daughter don't have any kids. She went on to be a Chicago police. But I'm saying that to say, my husband gave my daughter her first ring and promised that you will be a lady for me. You have to take time out, parents. Don't get so worked. Don't get so busy. Don't get into these men, these boyfriends. Take your time to put a man in your house over your girl and your boy. And guess what? And I'm going to go, Queen. They're watching you. These kids are watching their parents. Put some rules and regulations. Every child wants rules and regulations. Don't let them tell you they don't. My mother used to say, that's an open house. I never knew what she was talking about as I got older. Have rules and regulations with your girls and your boys. Teach that boy how to open the door for you. Let you be the beginning. And I guarantee you, you'll be his end. My husband is gone, but my son still comes over and take my garbage out and take care of me and make sure I'm okay. My daughter-in-law makes sure I'm okay. My daughter loves me because we planted that seed. Don't you touch no girl. That's unacceptable. And you know what I gave him out the Bible when he was a little boy? When you're a boy, you play with toys. But when you become a man, you put away your toys and you make sure you're a man. It's a difference than a boy and a man. I'm gonna stop talking now.
All right. Well, thank you for coming up, Mary Willis. We appreciate you giving candid examples and how you were able to get in there, you and your late husband, and just really pour into your children. We appreciate it,
Yeah.
Queen. You sign it, seal it, and deliver.
Queen, thank you. Thank you for doing what you're doing. I keep telling you, you're doing the thing.
All right.
I
Well,
enjoy you.
thank
And
you,
tell
Miss
the young
Mary.
ladies up there on your panels, I enjoy them. And Miss Mary love them.
We love you and thank you for coming up, Miss Mary. Have a beautiful
Okay.
Saturday. All
Okay.
right. All right. Let's see. Give me 1 second, y'all. We got some super chats that came in for a couple of questions for y'all. I like my new super chat thing, so I think I'm going to play it again.
This video is for rich people only. If you're not a rich person, swipe up. Send me money. Send me money, please.
Oh, Lordy. Listen, I am unique with a 5-piece and a pepper says parents are allowing coaches to curse and talk disrespectful to the kids, which then spill over to the adults. Do not let just anyone coach your kids. Listen, I've seen some of that on social media. I've seen it. It's just crazy. I couldn't imagine it. It's crazy, but I absolutely agree. And Gigi said that with a 5-piece. I'm sorry. She said, this is exactly how Marlene raised Martell. Is not your fault. She made you. Oh, that's deep. She made you. Why she won't leave you alone? I agree. It is still blaming the woman for your son's bad behaviors. Weekends with Winnie with a 10-piece and a pepper. She says, we were taught mama's baby, daddy's maybe. Save yourself because you walk away with the responsibility, right or wrong. It's stuck with us. I think what you're saying is the women bear the brunt of the responsibility of raising the children, period, point blank. Because there's some men in the household that don't even talk. We can go there to the person that asks, are there men in the house? Some of them, but are you impactful? Are you effective in the house? Are you reaping the benefits of having a woman in the house as a man? A woman that can sleep with you, that can cook and clean, you get a decent meal, you go to work. How are you contributing to those men that are in the house outside of just saying, I'm the man of the house? I don't know. We haven't had any men to come up and say how they're pouring into their children as a man. Justine Battle with a 10-piece and a pepper says, I waited listening to the elders, but I regret waiting. Oh, hold on. Can you elaborate? I waited listening to the elders, but I regret waiting. What is it that you regret? I want to make sure I'm following, Justine, because I didn't catch your chat in real time. We are going to wrap up, y'all. It's been a hell of a conversation. We can go on and on and on and on. Like, this is one of the conversations that I don't think women should wait and ask permission to have. I think we should talk about it and talk about it till they ask us to shut up when it comes to our bodies, right? Even those that are of the age to consent. You ain't got to do all that if you don't want to do that. You can walk away at any time. And that's the level of the conversations that I think we should be having now opposed to later. Lala, what are your final thoughts as it relates to all things today? What are you leaving and or taking away from this conversation?
Oh, thank you, Queen. I'm just really taken away from the fact that we need, as a community, we need to really stand on abuse, like stand against abuse, especially the Black women. We need to protect all women in general, but especially the Black women, because they're not protected at all. And they're 1 in 4 Black women are alive every few hours. So no, I think we have to protect our own first. I feel like we have to teach our community that all types of form, not just physical abuse, but all types of abuse is wrong, and not, we're not going to stand for it. And this whole narrative of protect the Black man business has to stop. And I just wish everybody peace and blessings, and pray for the victims. Pray for the victims that are going through this, that been through this, because this is something that is a lifelong scar that is, it takes a while to get rid of. So I'm just praying for everybody that's been going through this. I truly am.
Thank you, Lala. And I like the
Thank
fact
you.
with you using the word victim, it kind of opened up my mind and say, y'all, I think it's important that we're talking to these women and young girls so that they do not become victimized in the process of being in loved by a rich and powerful man, or a man, quote unquote, high value with resources. Thank you, Lala. The
Thank you,
review,
Queen.
well, no problem. Catless, 30 seconds or less. What are your final thoughts on today's conversation? All right. The review hour. What are your final thoughts?
Hey, thank you. I wanted to say before leaving, also, you said something about the freak offs, and I think we need to teach our sons and daughters, but especially our sons, if they find themselves near or in the midst of something similar, to remove themselves from it and report it, and be careful about the invites that you receive, because you just never know where you may end up at. And I think that happens a lot when when our children get out of our reach. They end up being invited places that they shouldn't be. We're not there to guide them, and I think we need to instill that in them. Every invite shouldn't be accepted.
I agree. And if it is, right? Because like somebody said, kids, they're going to do what they want to do. If it is, you ain't got to give up your phone. If
Ex-
you walk in where people are asking you to give up your phone and they got a bowl full of something that you got to take before you can get in there, uh, parents, what do you say? So I agree with you, the review hour. It's a lot going on, y'all. It's a lot going, even with grown ass women and grown ass men, right? But I think we got to go the extra mile when it comes to the young women and also the young men, and just saying, listen, that ain't it. And you gonna have to get graphic. You gonna have to come out of your church cloak. I'm gonna have to come out of my, you gonna have to say it is what it is. Cause in real time, if you don't say it and they fuck around and find out, excuse my language, in real time, it's too late. If that's their first time hearing it and seeing it in the moment, and they ain't heard it or saw it from you, and we haven't armed them with the wisdom and the knowledge on how, number one, text me. Like I think it was Gen X that said code word. Somebody said that their kid has a code word. Code word, Uber. Let's do it like this. This how we gonna call that play. Walk up out, something. But please don't wait. Please don't wait. And just hope that prayers are enough and that this will never happen to them. We got to start talking. For real, for real. We got to start giving listen. And this how they gonna come at you. And if it ain't this and it ain't that. And another thing, if you got to take drugs or get drunk out of your mind just to do it, oh yeah, they really trying to take advantage of you. If you got to do all that to do that, you shouldn't be doing it. That's what I'm talking about. Hold on. Cassandra Walker says, are we teaching our kids how to handle rejection? Are we? I don't think so. I don't think so. The review hour. In this generation, do you feel like we're teaching them how to handle rejection?
No, we're not. You can go all the way down to elementary school where we throw these lavish parties for the children so that they can be accepted because we want them to be invited to the lavish parties. And so no, we're not teaching them at a young age that I just ran up some steps.
Yeah.
that
And
that
I
is
think I
that,
don't even think it's this
that
generation. If you go back, let me give you a prime example. Look at some content creators and how they behave based on how they perceive themselves to have been rejected. So it's not just this generation. If we go back, you got grown ass people, men and women,
true.
that act a fool upon perceived rejection, perceived abandonment. Much of the abuse or unaliving of women and men is rooted in some kind of rejection. You know what it is? Deep emotional needs that are dangerous, that have not been met, that they confuse with love when it's really a codependent, extremely dangerous relationship. I would love to dig more deep into Puffy's relationship with his mama. Because what is it that makes you feel like that Cassie couldn't leave, that you had to chase her down and drag her back? What part of your household didn't fulfill you? What part of affection, chastising, confidence was not instilled in you as a young man that's now showing up as a grown ass man to where you need to victimize everybody that comes into contact with you. And if you can't victimize them, you're going to walk around. I think there was a Middle Eastern female chef that gave detailed accounts in her lawsuit how they would purposely expose their genitals while she was cooking because they couldn't get her to sleep with them. So we're gonna make you so uncomfortable, and we're gonna do the most vile things in front of you. Who's raising these boys? Women? Do we coddle too much? Do you run to fight every battle for him? Because that's your baby. Queen Common Sense says, I struggle with understanding how to set boundaries. You got to set them. No, period. No, thank you. You can try the sweep first or the nonverbal, closing the door quietly. I struggle with understanding how to set boundaries. Vanessa Stevens says the difference is we need to learn the difference between a male and a man. It's a lot of males around, but very few men. That's a good call out. Queen Common Sense with the 3-piece and a pepper. Thank you for your super chat, Queen. Thank you for your super chat. Let's see. I Am Unique says Diddy became a monster and thought he was untouchable. Who made him a monster? That's the question. Who made him a monster? Because some kids are monsters. You know, there was a show called There's a Monster in My House, and they would show these kids that were just wired differently. Was he just wired differently? Or did adverse childhood effects, the abuse, the drama, the trauma, the cursing, the fighting, the nagging, the nigga this, the bitch that in the household make him a monster? And I don't know. Did he have to go into monster mode to survive? And he never took that mask off. She said that power went straight to his head. People that are powerless often feel the need to become powerful and abusive by way of adults if they don't get the proper intervention and therapy that they need. They become preyed on to being a predator. Oh, thank you, Mary. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Let's see any more. Let me take 2 more comments and then we done. Let me go all the way up. Miss Tina says, I definitely talk to my son about rejection when it comes to life, work, women, etc. What's for will be. And you can teach them about rejection in some of the most sophisticated ways without it having to be a hardcore lesson. For instance, they keep sleeping in late as a teenager. Stop waking them up. Let them miss class a couple of times and flunk. I guarantee you that they'll self-correct. I'm not saying the first, second time, but I'm saying if it's a habitual habit where you find yourself having to step in, sometimes you can teach them in the most beautiful ways by allowing them to fall flat on their faces sometimes, depending on the level of correction and what's needed. Let's see who else. Okay. Sean Willer says you can tell them until you're blue in the face. It's up to them to find out, hopefully, not the hard way. And I have 6 children, 4 boys and 2 girls. Yeah, but the question is, let me ask you this, Sean. And I think Dr. Ed Young says this. He said, well, my first question is, how does it get to a point where your child no longer trusts your wisdom? When does it get to a point that your child no longer trusts your wisdom? Is it because you're doing something opposite? I'm not saying you personally. Is something opposite? And somebody else said that earlier in the panel. Is it something opposite going on in the house? And then you telling them to do the direct opposite? Because sometimes they don't listen. But you know, a lot of kids don't listen out of going rogue and being, hold on, you need to you got a lot of background noise, Sean. I put you on mute to go ahead and let you, mute everything that you need to mute, and then I'm going to give you an opportunity to respond. Some kids are defiant. Not all cases, but in many. Who used the example? Because they see men coming in, getting to sit down and eat all day, and you telling me to take out the trash, and this nigga sitting here not taking out the trash. So, Sean, what are your thoughts?
I'm a mother of 6, 4 boys, 2 girls. I have overcompensated and overcoddled my sons opposed to my girls.
Thank you for being honest.
And with my oldest son, I had him at 17. I turned 18 the next week. His dad has always been there. So we had a real good co-parenting situation. As far as the other 3 boys and my oldest daughter, when I left their dad left them. So it was an overcompensation for the boys opposed to for my girls. I personally, in my mind, my girls had it because they watched me working, raising them, and everything else. But for the boys, because their dad wasn't there, I overcompensated trying to play mom and dad, and it wasn't fair to them and their upbringing. When they were wrong, I let them know that they was wrong. I got on them in the background, but in the forefront, I stood 10 toes down, and I knew that they were wrong, but I still stood 10 toes down for them. I let them know in the background that they were wrong. But because I did that, they kind of grew up not really knowing how to take responsibility for their actions until they got a certain age. Now, my children are 35, 32, 30, 29 on my boys. My girls are 25 and 18. So as when 32, 30, and 29-year-old, like they were horrible coming up. They were horrible. And I'm woman enough to say I did that. And I think a lot of more women should be able to say where they messed their sons up coming up.
And I take full responsibility for that. Full responsibility for that. As they got older, as they started getting older, they got it together. But from the beginning, I told them, this is how it is. This is how it's going to go. The world is A, B, C, and D. They don't care if your dad wasn't there. Is what can you give to the world as a human being, as a man growing up? The world don't care if your dad wasn't there. That's not what they care about. So I think a lot more women, and this is just my opinion, women that have sons need to take responsibility for things that their sons have done and the lives that they have lived, regardless. Because one of my biggest things have always been, never say what your child won't do. Because your child will be a perfect angel in front of you, but behind your back, baby, ooh,
Let me ask you something real quick, because you said, first of all, thank you for being honest, because I know that's probably tough. I assume it is to say, yeah, shit, I held them boys tighter
it was
than I
tough.
held those girls. And listen, audience, when you hear it being said like that in real time from a mother that said, yeah, I nurtured my boys, I took really good care of them to the point that I over coddled them. Does that jolt any memories? Does that bring realities to you? If I don't know, childhood or as a parent, how things could be perceived from both the male and female perspective when it comes to your own kids. And my other question to you, Sean, is you said the boys because they didn't have a father. Did the girls not have a father in the home too?
Okay, my oldest son, like I said, I had him when I was 17. I turned 18 the following week. His dad was always there. The next four kids, the next three, and the oldest girl, who's like I said, my sons are 35. His dad was there. The other three boys are 32, 30, and 29. And my oldest daughter is 25. Their dad, when I left him, he left them.
It was two boys, you said.
No, it's four boys, two girls.
Right. But let me
The
ask you
girls are the
this.
last two.
Okay.
So the oldest one, his dad was there from day one.
Mm-hmm.
The other three boys and the oldest girl, their dad, I married him. I married him young. And we raised the first five kids together. Like I said, my oldest son had his dad. His dad has always been there. A1, day one. Like me and him, we weren't together, but we co-parented
So it's three
beautifully.
guys. Is it three guys or two? I'm
It's
just trying to
three.
make sure I say that. I'm
It's
sorry. Go
three.
ahead.
It's
Okay,
three.
so
It's
let
three
me ask you
guys.
this. At some point, one of your daughters went without a father when the
Yes.
relationship ended. How is
Yes.
it? And this is not like, I really want to understand because I want women to get what you're saying. How did you see through her?
I saw her.
And to how did you see through her and kind of manage to overlook her needs to make
I
sure the boys were protected?
I literally a lot of times I neglected her needs
Okay.
because in my mind she watched me raising them, going to work, working, doing this, doing that. Like, like I thought in my mind, she's a girl. She's
Mm-hmm.
going to get it.
Mm.
She's going to get it. She see me getting up in the morning, making the bed, making breakfast, leaving out for work, making sure that they're in school. So in my mind, as a girl, turning into a teenager, into a young woman, she was going to get it. Unfortunately, my fault. I didn't nurture her the way I was supposed to. I taught
Mhm.
her on how to be a woman, but I didn't give her the nurturing part, which is a big, big difference on how to be. She's very independent, very independent. But a lot of things I see that she's lacking. And when she got a little older, she's 25 now, but like at 23, she really had to open up and tell me how I neglected a certain part of her needs. And I had to sit back and listen, and I had to eat that
Mm.
because I did. And it takes growth in order for you to be a woman and eat that and look at the pattern and to break that pattern for whatever it is she wants to do, and for you to reassure her. And most definitely, you have to validate their feelings. And I validated that because she told me how she felt. If I was to say, "Nah, you bugging, you girl, get out of here. Like, I did this, I did that. I could do everything up under the sun as I see fit," but that's not what she saw. That's not what she felt. So I had to validate her feelings. And as a mother raising sons, I looked at my sons as, oh, they don't have a father. The three sons, they don't have a father. Let me
Mm.
do this. Let me do that. Let me overcompensate. Let me not realizing I left my daughter out on the
Yeah, because she
wayside.
didn't have a father as well, right?
Right. And I
Yeah.
left her
Mm.
out on the wayside. And
Mm.
as she got older, she's able to sit down and talk to me. And I'm able to listen to her and validate her feelings. And that's very important as a mother, to validate your children's feelings. When
Are
your
y'all good
children,
now?
we are very good. We are so good. So good. And a lot of it actually has to do with my younger daughter who's 18. She actually sat me down and said, "Mom, listen, like, you real raw. You like, a lot of people will cancel you because of the things that you're saying." And I'm like, "I don't care, cancel me. I'm like, I ain't trying to be down. Like, I don't care about that. I want to say what I say, and that's that." But she had to open up my eyes. And when it comes to boys who turn into young men, who turn into full grown men, I coddled. But I told them when they were wrong, but I still coddled, which was a contradiction. And the contradiction is where a lot of women fail.
Oh, we can pause there. Let's pause there. She said contradiction is where a lot of women fell. My question to you, not you, Sean, to the chat. Ladies, are we contradicting ourselves? Are we raising these kids in homes where they're seeing us being mistreated, abused? Are these boys seeing that? And because you stay, he says, shit, I want a woman like my mama. She didn't leave. And maybe he's not saying that verbally. And Sean, this has nothing to do with your situation. I'm drawing this off of the point of what you saying. Women tend to contradict themselves. And when our kids see that and our boys see that and they're witnessing abuse, maybe that's what Puffy witnessed. I don't know. Martell witnessed in the house. But shit, my mama stayed. She was strong. I need a woman like my mama.
I would
Resilient, strong. Take me back when I cheat. I don't know. I'm just saying.
I would
Contradiction.
I would say, like I said on another uh content creator platform earlier, when it came to abuse, me and the four that's in the middle, their dad, like, he tried the DV at one time, and it was an all out brawl in that house, because I'm like, "Oh no, we're not doing this. Oh no, no, no. You're not gonna put your hands on me." But my kids witnessed it.
Yeah.
They witnessed it. And I always instilled in them, this is not what you want to do. If you ever get to the point where you have a child with someone and they're doing this or they're saying this or whatever. Never put your hands on anybody because you didn't like it when your father put their hands on me. Walk out that door. Call me. Let me talk you down, but never, ever put your hands on another woman because it ain't right. You have sisters. You have a mother. Think about that. Are
Yeah.
you okay if somebody put their hands on me? Because you wasn't okay when your father did it. So if you
But if
wasn't
they've
okay when
seen
your
it,
father did it,
if they've seen it before, they're okay with it.
they saw it a few times, and each
Mm.
time it was an all-out brawl.
Right. And let's pause there. Because what we should be saying is, I heard you say, and this is like, I'm just thinking of community perspective. I want to pause. What we should be saying is, instead of you don't have to put up with that, the conversation should be, I should have never put up with that. I made a mistake. This is what I'm saying, how we as a community should host those conversations. Because otherwise, we're saying you don't have to endure the pain,
Mm-hmm.
but I
Mm-hmm.
did. And that's
Mm-hmm.
confusing. And that's contradictory.
It is. And this is why I say where the contradiction and the coddling comes
Yeah.
into play.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Sean. Listen, thank you so much. You brought so much insight and truth and transparency. And that's what we need more of. For real, for real. For real. So thank you
Thank
for
you.
coming up, Queen.
Thank you.
Have a good day and happy Saturday to y'all. Y'all,
Happy
wasn't that
Saturday,
beautiful?
everyone.
Thank you, Sean. Wasn't that beautiful that she gave you a mother's perspective of, listen, yeah, women, I don't know if this is you, but I over coddled my son. And we can be guilty of that. And we can contradict ourselves. And we can sometimes send the wrong message when it comes to the boys. And that's all we're trying to. And then they grow up. Not all of them, many of them, different degrees of it, to the likes of a Puff Daddy, to the likes of a Martell Holt. There's different degrees of a Maurice that needs sex and want it. I need that constant, because that's what I got from mama. Cuddling, affection. But from you, because you're not mama, I need sex. You know, and I'm not, because nobody ever told me no. But I got everything I wanted when I needed what I wanted. So it's a crazy. We gotta pause. We gotta pause. Whitney says, why do some mothers coyote their sons, but give their daughters to hell? Coyote their sons. What does that mean? Like, coyote their sons. Protect them? Somebody tell me what coyote mean. Only thing I would probably, I mean, I don't know if I'm, many women were given over to hell as daughters and not protected. And when I'll say it again, I said, coddle. Okay, coddle. Coddle their sons and give their daughters over to hell. So let me reread it. Why do some women coddle their sons but give their daughters to hell? Because they endured hell and nobody protected them and expected them to shut their mouth when it came to sexual abuse in the house, molestation, grape, abuse, whoopings. Be quiet. Don't talk my damn business. They were given over to hell. They were given over to hell and they never received therapeutic intervention. They may have gotten thrown into church every Sunday just to go back home and have the same cycle repeated over and over and over. That's my opinion. Don't make me right. Don't make anybody else wrong. That's my opinion. In those situations, because most women have been given over to hell. Yep. Coco would go and tell it says Black women deserve the same support as non-Black women when it comes to abuse. Listen, and you got to start with yourself. Start giving it to yourself. Coco, I don't know if you just pulled up, but one of the things we were talking about is what kind of conversations are we having with young girls before they go out into the world and get introduced to freak offs, pills, drugs. Give me your phone. Threesomes. You got to fuck my homeboy. This is what we do over here. It starts in the home. We protect ourselves. Black women deserve the same support. We got to start supporting our daughters, our nieces before they even go to the world. Support them by giving them the real deal. Support them by saying, I done already told you what it was. Here's what it is. And if that little girl you're hanging out with, nope, we're not doing that. You're not going over there. Who? Mama, I want to go to a sleepover. Who are her parents? Oh, it's her mom and her boyfriend. Nope. 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 Not happening. Sorry. Tell her why. Tell them why. Some men like girls. I'm not saying this man does, but you said that's your friend's mama and they've only been dating 2 years and he moved in 6 months after knowing your friend's mama. Oh, wow. That's not a good decision. Guess what? I don't want to put you in that situation. I don't know him. Your friend can come over here. Blue. Start telling them why. And not from a right perspective, but from a caution. Tell them without being too dark or detrimental. Thank you, Miss Queen. She said this was a great conversation. Yeah, we got to start. Listen, if they ain't going to hold a line, we can hold it for ourselves. In some situations by way of candid conversation, being honest, self-accountability, self-awareness, and just recognizing the world for what it is. Thank you all for tuning in today. Thank you to all of my panelists. Y'all go have a beautiful, beautiful Saturday. Congratulations to those of you that had your student loans wiped out. Listen, that's gang gang. All right, Joe. We see you and we appreciate you. We really do. And this one is for you.
What I'm on here for about is Queen Sheba.
Play that louder now, because we don't get to hear that often. Say it louder.